We got something great going on. Games that we came short this year, we're going to find what was the problem. We're going to get it done for next season for sure.
We are talking and sitting down with Jaylen Henderson, quarterback at Texas A&M University. Jaylen Henderson is a transfer QB from Fresno State who played under now Alabama head coach Kalen Dauber.
Obviously, I didn't want to come into the season as a backup, but I like Bobby Petrino, the OC. What he was preaching, I know his background and everything, so that really drew interest for me to come to A&M. That was like the main reason why I came here. It's a prestigious school.
He also started against LSU and battled out future Heisman winner Jaden Daniels. His season was unfortunately cut abruptly short when he sustained an injury against Oklahoma State in the Texas Bowl. Tune into today's episode of Opinionated Off Topic as we talk about what it's like to be a QB at a program like Texas A&M, what we can expect for Jaylen Henderson going into the season and battling for the starting job.
What's going on, everybody? Welcome to another episode of Opinionated Off Topic. Today I'm with Carlos Mojica, co-owner, co-founder of Opinionated Media. I'm Cam Theory, co-owner, co-founder of Opinionated Media. Today we have a very, very special guest. Shout out to the boy Frankie for making the connection with us, and that's the boy. I know you guys have seen his podcast previously, but today we got Jaylen Henderson on, quarterback at Texas A&M. Super excited to get to know him a little bit more and also talk about his career and his college career and what he's got going on for himself. But transferred from Fresno State and now he's at Texas A&M and started the last couple games, put some good tape out there, and excited to see what he does for the rest of his career at A&M. So without further ado, thank you for pulling up on us.
Yes, sir, man.
Yeah.
Appreciate you for having me, man.
Yeah.
Excited to be on here.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Did y'all drop from College Station this morning?
We did.
You did? Yeah.
5 a.m.
Shoo.
Jeez, you've been up.
Yeah.
I used to, sometimes I was be going to sleep at that time back in the day. Can't do that no more.
Yeah.
But like you said, appreciate you taking time out your day, coming on our platform means a lot. But just give us a little backstory. Where, like you said, you went to Fresno State, so when you're from California as well.
Yeah, Southern California. Yes, sir. Born and raised,
Nice.
LA area. So.
So what's like the biggest difference in football that you see between like Cali and Texas?
I think Texas football is definitely bigger, but California football is better. That's my.
That's
take
what they
on
say.
it.
That's what they say.
That's just my take on it. So. But I respect Texas football. It's a lot of great athletes that come out of here too. So.
Yeah. What was life like back in LA, just playing football out there?
It was good. I have like a lot of recruiting people out there, so it's not hard to find you if you're talented and stuff. So it's a lot of talent in Cali, and just a blessing to play with those guys. A lot of guys right now who are doing their thing in the D1 level. So just very competitive up there for sure.
What's like y'all's district? What is there any like big name schools in y'all's district, like straight John Bosco or like
Bosco, Mater Dei, Corona, Centennial. But Bosco, Mater Dei, those are the two teams that I really like. The
those
biggest.
are in your district?
So they do it weird in Cali. It's like D1, D2. I know you guys have like 8A and all that.
So
6A
so
and
we
all
have
that
one.
stuff
We
like
have
that.
like 1A, 2A, 3A, and all that.
Yeah.
But there's also divisions.
Yeah.
So there's like 6A, which is the biggest
Yeah.
Division 1, and then 6A Division 2.
So you got D1, D2, and like depending on how much you win, they'll put you in D1. If you have an okay record, they'll put you in D2, D3. So it's like it's kind of weird. But Mater Dei and Bosco is always D1, and they always play each other in the championship, basically.
So do y'all have like a district schedule, I guess, or no?
Yeah, you have your league schedule and all that stuff, but depending on how you do during the season, that's where you'll end up. You could be D2 one year, and then next year you could be D1 playoffs.
Oh, so it's like I guess kind of like the soccer, like you get like relegated and whatnot.
Yeah.
Like if you win your league, you'll go D1, or if you come like second place, you'll be D2 playing for the.
So each year is just gonna be different, and you're just playing different competition each year.
Yeah.
That's kind of cool.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, I like that. It's kind of cool.
Yeah.
Do you like that there's like not really one true state champion?
Uh,
Because it's like a north and south, right?
yeah. So you got SoCal, you got NorCal, and like Central. So I mean, SoCal, the winner of that will play the NorCal champion, and that would like declare who's the real state champion.
Oh, okay. I didn't know.
Yeah,
I didn't know. You
thought
guys
it was
did
just
that.
like you had your north winner and your south winner. That was it.
'Cause I know you guys have like CIF, which is like
Yeah,
the
yeah.
champion or the
Yeah.
city championship and stuff like that, right?
Yeah, CIF is like Southern California.
Okay,
And then
gotcha.
You got NorCal on that side, so the two winners play against each other.
Okay.
Oh, okay. So there is one true champion.
So there's a CIF champ, and then there's a state champ.
Gotcha.
Got you. Okay.
Did y'all ever like travel for games or no?
I think we went to San Diego for a game one time.
That's fire. How was that?
It was fun. We ended up losing, but it was a fun experience in San Diego for sure.
How far was that from you? Like 4 hours, 5 hours?
About 3.5, 4 hours.
That's cool.
Yeah.
Because y'all never. Because I mean, I played up to my sophomore year, but I mean, I'm short, so I wasn't fit for that life. But did y'all didn't travel anywhere, right?
Nah, I think first we traveled was like San Antonio, but I think it just kind of depends on the school you're at. And I feel like in Texas too, like the level of football in the state is so good that typically, like the big schools here really don't travel outside the state like that. It's just like a lot of public schools and stuff. A lot of the schools outside.
And if it is like a travel, they more come to you because I remember because his brother went to Lake Travis, so obviously Lake Travis is a top team in the nation, so people want to play them. But Bishop Gorman was supposed to play them one year.
Vegas, right?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But the Bishop Gorman coach ended up saying no, I think. If I remember correctly, what's the name? Coach
Carter.
Coach Carter said that they're supposed to projected to win state that year.
Yeah.
And then they ended up saying no because I guess they wanted to like run over somebody, I guess, to like prove that they're better. Yeah. So I'm saying no. I don't know if that was the same year they ended up playing Cedar Hill. Cedar Hill won. I can't remember if it was that same year, but they ended up playing Cedar Hill and won, and they were like, "Oh, we're better," but like we're better than Texas football, whatever. But like we're like that's not even the best teams in Texas. Yeah. So actually, I mean, they're up there.
The furthest we went, we played Hawaii. We played in Hawaii.
Y'all played in Hawaii?
Yeah,
that's
cool.
fire.
2 years in a row. It was cool.
Did you flew, but how far is that flight? Like 9 hours?
6 hours.
6 hours?
Yeah.
That's fire.
Yeah,
Would y'all just like leave for the week?
Yeah, we left like Tuesday and then game was Friday.
That's fire.
Yeah.
Damn, he just went to Hawaii. I want to go so bad.
Yeah, that's nice.
Anyways, so playing high school football, when did you kind of start seeing that you like kind of had more of a talent than others? Because you are a 3-star coming out of high school. So 3 stars and up, typically that's when you get your D1 offers, your looks, your visits and all that.
Yeah.
So when was it when you kind of see yourself separating from like other people?
I would say my junior year. I was blessed to have a really good year, junior year. Ended up getting 28 offers and stuff like that. So I'll say my junior year. That's when I got invited to all the camps and everything, like rivals camps, some Elite 11 camps and all that stuff.
For the Elite 11, how does it work? Do you like have to go to the camps, and is it like a tournament through the camps, and that's how you make it to the Elite 11 show?
Yeah, so you get invited, then like when you're hometown, and then they like select you, and then it's like a elimination process, and it goes down to all the way to 11 and stuff.
Oh, that's fire.
Yeah.
Is it kind of eye opening to you?
Yeah, I mean, it definitely builds your confidence, because like some of those guys, you beat some of them, and just definitely builds your confidence for sure. But everybody up there is good, and they're all balling out right now, so it's good to see that too.
So going into your senior year, were you already committed to Fresno State at that time or no?
Yeah, I was committed because it was COVID, so our whole season got pushed back to like April, and so I already had committed. That's the reason why I went to Fresno, because I didn't know what was going to happen with the world, so I decided to just kind of stay home, and I liked the offensive coordinator they had too, so. So I just killed 2 birds with 1 stone, good OC, and I could stay home too. And then they ended up leaving after my freshman year. So
then they went to Washington, right?
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure that's a Washington
Coach DeBoer, Coach Grubb.
It's a cruel business.
Yeah.
So if it wasn't for COVID, where do you think you would have
gone? Louisville is one of my top schools for sure. I've been a Louisville and SC fan growing up, so probably would have been Louisville. And Vandy was up there too, because they're a good academic school. But I was probably would have went to Louisville.
Louisville.
Yeah. I'm
sure old boy got you hyped when he was playing there.
Oh yeah.
What's his name? I can't think of his name.
Lamar Jackson.
Lamar Jackson. Yes, thank you.
My favorite player.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What was it like at Fresno? Because I mean, it's not like your typical high D1 school. It's a lower D1 school, but you're still in D1, and you're not in a Power 5 though. So what was it like over there?
They teach like toughness and grit and all that stuff. I like the coaches that recruited me there. So like when we played the Power 5 schools, they was probably looking at us like we were some trash school, but we got up for those games and we'll beat them. Like we beat UCLA like 5 straight years. And we played Oregon State, lost by like 4. So it's always competitive, and that's just kind of what they teach us, just toughness and everything. I liked it there. The team, we're all close. We all galvanized with each other. So it was a good experience. But after my sophomore year, I just time for a change and and that's how I got in the portal.
Yeah, it kind of seems like when you are the underdog or when it's like someone way bigger than you, just I don't know, you already have the mentality that they think they're gonna walk over us and they're not, because I mean he went to a D2 school that just wasn't very good, but when they played like the top teams, they played well in one or two y'all won.
Yeah, we upset Pueblo, who won the D2 Natty in 14. The year I wasn't there, and then I beat them my junior year when they were ranked number 8 in the country. And then we played Montana State my freshman year. They were D1, and we only lost by like 3. So it's like normally like the athletes there's really not like as big as a skill gap as people think. Like at any of the levels, it's more so just like measurables like speed, height, size. But like at the end of the day, like you got to go play the game.
Everybody can play.
Exactly.
Everybody got a scholarship for a reason.
Yeah, and that's like the misconception. Like, he didn't go D1. It's like, there's some talented boys out there in D2. You just don't know it. For one, it's really not on TV like that. And for two, you just think, it's not D1. Yeah. But like you said, the biggest thing is like height. I would say is that, because he said one of the fastest people he's ever seen in his life, and he was in D2. Did he go to the league?
Who?
The one that played at.
Warnell Moon. Yeah, he got a camp invite to like the Bengals and Bears and stuff. He kind of like bounced around some practice squads, and now he's coaching. But I mean, even then, like I was telling him earlier off camera, like about Austin, like played against him and got a second contract.
So there's some dogs out there.
Yeah, for sure.
But what was when you entered in the portal? What year was that?
This was this past April.
Okay, so this coming up year was your first year at A&M?
Yeah.
So what is it like? I don't know if you know, but is it like a completely different process from like, I guess, the old transfer into the portal? Because like they're like, we have to see if you can play that next year, but now everybody can just play.
So this is my first time transferring, so I don't know how it was. It was like high school all over again. As soon as you enter, everybody's calling you and texting you and trying to do all that stuff. But that's what it was like.
What is it something that like it was easier for you this time around because you're already familiar with it, since like you dealt with the recruiters in high school, so you can kind of just see who's BSing and who's not?
Yeah, kind of high school. You just wanted to offer, but when you get in the portal, you just want to find the best fit for you. Obviously, things didn't work out at your other school, so I would really like take time and really listen to them and just be like don't sugarcoat any like the truth. Like tell me what's going on for real. And a lot of schools did that, and then you can tell the other ones that kind of just wanted you as a roster spot and everything.
Yeah.
Were you, I guess, when you were like kind of determining your schools before you ended up deciding A&M, were you more concerned about, let me just get on the field as fast as possible, like, and that's really what I care about? Or were you more so, I'm okay with sitting for a little bit and getting developed properly and then getting like a proper chance? Like what was that?
Obviously, I didn't want to come into the season as a backup.
That
was not my goal. But I like Bobby Petrino, the OC, and what he was preaching. I know his background and everything, so that really drew interest for me to come to A&M. So that was like the main reason why I came here. And it's a prestigious school. I know the background is great academics and everything, so that was really why I decided to come to A&M.
So when you said when you're like at Fresno, you liked the recruiters, and that was probably one of the reasons we went over there.
Yeah.
How hard was it this second time around not to fall in love with the coaches? Because as you saw 2 years in a row, one leaves to the Washington, the other one gets fired. So like, how hard was it not to put your emotion to it and like, this is where I want to go because this is where I want to go, not because of the coaching?
First time around, I went for the coaches. I feel like this time it was like a mixture of both the coaches and the school. What happened with the coaches, they like Jimbo ended up leaving, all that stuff. I'm still at a great school, so it's not like I'm stuck at like a bad school or anything like that. Texas A&M has a rich history with or without Jimbo, so I feel like I'm still at a great program. Got Coach Elko, who's here now, and we all believe in him. So it all ended up working out in the long run.
Yeah. So what D1 offer? Well, what other schools offers did you have besides A&M? And then why was it that you chose A&M?
So
I know you said Bobby Petrino earlier, but like we're in an age of football where there's good coaches everywhere, and especially like OCs that are just like, oh wow, like he's really good, and then now they're getting head coaching jobs. Like Jeff Lebby, he's an OU fan. Jeff Lebby, he just got a head coaching job, and somebody else just got hired somewhere too that was an old OC at, I forgot where. But there's just good OCs everywhere, or just masterminds everywhere. So why?
I had a lot of interest in. I kind of committed to A&M like fast once I got in the portal. I had a lot of interest though, so I didn't really give a lot of schools to pull the trigger. So I had Old Dominion, I got A&M, took my visit on A&M, like heard what the coach was preaching, I committed. But I had a lot of interest from like SEC schools, Pac-12, and some Big 12 schools and everything.
Were you more interested in, I guess, going to the SEC because it's like the premier conference in college football? Like you play in the SEC, you put up good numbers, you're more than likely going to get drafted and get a chance in the NFL, or like you said, Pac-12 schools maybe staying close to home. What was the key determining factors on that? Did that matter at all?
So kind of like you said, SEC, you ball out like you have a better opportunity than a lot of other conferences. And I knew I had to compete. Like I knew they had Connor and Max, who were great quarterbacks as well.
Yeah.
So competition was the problem for me. But I just knew once I get on the field, I just got to take advantage of my opportunity. So that was my mindset. Ball on the SEC and biggest conference there is in football. And I went to put my name on that big platform.
Yeah. So obviously, when you're getting recruited and whatnot, you look into players or teams like roster spots, who's there, who's committed and whatnot.
Yeah.
Connor Wegman, 5-star. Mac Johnson, been there. He's been around the block, transferred from schools here and there. Has been a starter. And then now you come in from a group of 5 school, and then going into here, you're like, okay, now I got to beat out these guys. Was your mindset just like, I have to beat out these guys, rather than like, oh, I can just go to this other school where I can probably start?
Yeah.
Or you just wanted the competition?
I could have easily went to a smaller school and started, but as a competitor, I love competing against the best. And like you said, Connor was a 5-star. Max, I don't know how many stars he had, probably had 4 or 5. But I'm always gonna bet on myself. I'm always confident in myself and the work I put in. So none of that really mattered to me. I just wanted to compete and get better every day. So I was competing against them, but I was really competing with myself just to get better every day.
Yeah. What was it like just hearing that Connor QB1, Max QB2, you QB3?
Yeah, like I said, I definitely didn't want to come to the school to be QB3, but I never looked at myself that way. I always prepare like I was QB1. Always threw after practice with receivers. So I never... Like, that was my position at the time, but I never really looked at myself like that. But I just encouraged other guys I was playing. Like, Connor's playing, I'm encouraging Connor. Max playing, I was encouraging Max. Like I said, it's all the brotherhood. So, like, when I started playing, they were encouraging me too and giving me, like, what they saw and everything. So, just all the brotherhood at the end.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because, you can also just, look at it as, like, I have a chance. Like, you're at A&M. So, obviously, Johnny Manziel's the biggest thing to ever happen to A&M. He went in as a 3rd string, and then he just beat out the second guy, beat out the first guy, and as a starter, and now look at him. Yeah. So you could also just go in there with like that headspace too. Like, he did it, I can do it. Like, I know I have the talent, I know I have the arm. Like, I've been doing this. Yeah. But so your 3rd string, you see Connor go down.
Yeah.
And when you're, I feel like when you're like the 2nd and 3rd strings, mainly like, I guess 3rd strings, but you're just like, oh, not that you're like, oh, I got to go in like soon, but like he goes down and season-ending injury. Yeah. Max goes in. It's a head switch. Like, I'm the next guy up if he goes down. Right. If his helmet comes off, I got to go in. So like, what was that mindset switch like for you?
I feel like being a backup is harder than being a starter, because like, you got to prepare like you're going to play, and you may not play the whole game. Like, starter, you're going to play. Like, you may or not play as a backup. So once Connor went down, I was really locked in and just everything. So just prepare like I was going to play regardless. I was throughout the whole season though, so it really didn't change much for me.
Do y'all, once like the QB1 goes down or just a starter goes down, like everybody obviously just shifts up, but do y'all like start taking like snaps with like the first team too, or no? Just to like get used to it, or no?
I didn't get a first team rep till Mississippi State week, my first week.
Wow.
Yeah. Wow. So my only reps was throwing to the ones was after practice, really, and taking snaps under center was Mississippi State week.
And that's the crazy thing too about playing quarterback. Like, you don't really get those live snaps that you could at like receiver, DB, running back, any other position, because they normally rotate a lot of those guys in. Even if they get 10 snaps a game, like, you're still getting on the field. So it's like you really got to prepare from like just a mental standpoint all week. And then, like you said, getting that extra work in just so whenever you get that opportunity, it's not like, okay, I got to go in and kind of get a feel for the game. See how much time we have. Okay. So talk us through, like, I have your stats pulled up. Y'all, November 11th, y'all beat Mississippi State 51-10. I mean, your first start, you balled out 4 total touchdowns. Like, take us through like that first start for you, especially at Kyle Field, and like just what that experience was like.
It was great. It was a night game, first night game of the season. Having like my teammates behind me, like no one was like worried or anything. They all showed support and had confidence in me, so that put confidence in myself as well. And I had great playmakers to make plays. Everybody did their job, line, running backs, receivers, and defense helped us out too with a lot of stops. So it just made my job easy and just executed for sure.
Yeah. What was it like? I guess like leading up to that, like, hey, you're QB1 now, or they just Henderson QB1, get in. Like, what was the practice like? What was your mentality like? Talking to your parents, talking to friends, like, I'm starting this week, I'm playing this week. Like, what was all that like?
Mentality is like, it's about time. Like,
Yeah.
I'm trying to play. Obviously, I don't want them to get hurt. Like, I never want to play because of injury. But like, next man up. Like, it's about time now. I get to show Kyle Field and the rest of the world what I can do.
How hard is it to like? Because obviously, like, you're like, oh, I want to go win this game. I want to ball out. Like, I'm going to take over this game. But how hard is it to, like, not do too much, but not do only a little bit?
I was just thinking to do what I was coached. Like you said, not try to do too much. Just make the right play. If it wasn't there, throw it out of bounds. Don't try to do too much. Just do what I was coached, and the chips will fall where they lay. So. And
how hard is that to just do that on the fly? Because like when you're in a game, it's different because you're just like focused on the game and like just coach. It doesn't go out the window, but like just your tunnel vision on the game.
Yeah, you just gotta trust your training. Like you training hard, you just gotta trust it. So like, there's no time to be scared and just forget everything you've been working hard for now. So that's what I was trying to do, and I feel like I did that.
Yeah, I mean they got blessed with you because there's not many. Third strings who can come in and done what you done. I mean, you look at Florida State in the ACC championship game, and it's just like, oh, that's the third string. Just he couldn't move the ball. But I mean, you played LSU and you played them. I mean, even Mississippi State, because they're not. I mean, they had a down year this year, but relatively they're a good team. Then even at LSU, like you played well. So like you show that you can move the ball, and you probably deserve to start at some spots. Now, obviously, since Max is transferring now, it's going to be you and Connor that's going to be going head to head, and you've already shown that you can play. So now they have like, got your eye
and it's
on
a
you.
lot different too. Like with new staffs and stuff coming in. I mean, it's kind of like I've experienced coaching staffs change throughout college. Like I had like, let me see, I had like 3 or 4 different head coaches in my 4 years there, and like. And I had 2 position coaches, like 3 coordinators. So I already know how it is. Like, especially if you've been a guy that's fringe starter, maybe backup, but you're capable. And it's like, all right, I get an opportunity now to like prove myself to the new staff like everyone else. It's pretty much open, So
it's about to be my 4th head coach and 5th OC.
Yeah, so it's just like,
it's
and
a
that's the
brutal,
business
brutal
of the sport,
world,
man.
man.
Like, it's always ever changing.
But it happens all across the world, so can't complain about it.
So when you first got on the field, and you're playing against Mississippi State, what was your like emotions like? Because I mean, obviously you step in this house, it's Texas and OU, so you know how it is with us.
Yeah.
So like, but I mean, we all know how Kyle Field is. It's a great stadium. It's loud. The atmosphere is electric. It just points down, and you just hear all the screaming.
Yeah.
So what is it like when you step on that field and you like just hear the 12th man going crazy? Because it's different when you're on the sideline versus when you're on the field, because it just gets to you more and you get you all pumped up. Because when I went to the Texas and BYU game, that was Malik's first game starting. And then as soon as I think we received the ball first, and as soon as he stepped on the field, it was Malik. Everybody was chanting Malik. And so like, and then there's a song playing, he was like jamming to the song. So you start, it's like kind of easier, but what was the energy of like the 12th man like?
Man, it was wild. Like you said, you can't really explain it. It's just a lot of like once I scored the first touchdown, you just hear everybody screaming and everything. It was just an exciting moment that I like really never forget in my life. Everybody's jumping on my head after I scored. I couldn't breathe after I scored. People were suffocating me and everything. But it was just a surreal moment, man. I got the best fans in the country for sure. So
It's got to be crazy because I mean, you see it on TV, but like, there's a lot of things that just don't do justice when you see it on TV. Because I'm a gaming fan of that organization right there called Optic, and they have like the biggest fan base in Call of Duty. And like they just when they chant, they said you can hear it. I went to a UFC fight back in 2015 and watched Conor McGregor, and I was like, it's the energy there is completely different than like what you see on TV. Like you see it on TV, but like it's different in person. Yeah. So I bet that's different in person too. I don't know if I'll find out next year. I'm still debating on it. I think he might be down there for the game, but I don't know.
Especially if you there, bro.
What?
You got to now. Got to support the boy.
I'm nervous.
can't wear no Texas.
You know how I'm rocking there. I stand tall for my boys.
I hear you.
But yeah, I mean that's got to be electric, and I'm glad you got to experience that because it's not something that people just get to experience at any time. Yeah. So it's a rarity, and I'm glad you got to experience that because that's cool.
And I feel like too, like looking at your stats, like you had 60 yards, 2 rushing touchdowns. Do you feel like running is like a big component of your game, or do you feel like you're more of like a pocket passer?
Now I definitely say I'm a dual threat for sure. Pass first guy, but I gotta run, or I can't run. Just try to move the chains. That's what I want to do. Get positive yards. If that's passing or running. So
One thing for you. How hard is it to slide?
How hard is it to slide?
Yeah, because I mean, you always see quarterbacks that like they can't slide or they don't be sliding or like I'm like, dude, just like Quinn, just slide, bro. Yeah, like because I mean, you like once you see the quarterback running, obviously everybody knows the defensive people light up and like I'm gonna take them off. So like, how hard is it just to slide?
I would say I learned on the fly against Mississippi State. I've never slid, and then I seen like 4 dudes right there. I'm like, I better get down, so I just slid right there.
Yeah, because I mean, we always see like obviously there's a difference when you have like the Johnny Manziels or the Jaden Daniels and Jaylen Daniels and like people like that, but like people who are like normal runners like Quinn, I guess you. Like I'm just like, dude, just slide. I don't understand it. Yeah,
I hate sliding. I'm not gonna lie to you. I do, but
I get it because it's like you are a competitor, so it's like you obviously are like, if I think I can truck you, I'm gonna truck you, or whatever the case is,
make you miss or whatever, getting them extra yards, like
outrun you, whatever the case is. But
I think it's better to dive now instead of slide because when you slide, they take like 4 yards off, like from where you start to slide.
Because it's when you start sliding, right? It's when the ball's dead.
Yeah, and there's like lately too, we've been seeing players like slide late and then that targeting call. So like I feel like you're super defenseless because your head's just like exposed and they're already like trying to take a shot on you. So
go ahead. Before you ask your question, how do you feel about the targeting rule, the way it's written?
The way it's written is like defensive player and like I don't know, like they change it. Like there's some where you're like, oh, that's not targeting, and then he gets kicked out. And there's other ones where it's way worse hits and they keep them in. So I don't really know.
Like, I'm not a fan of the targeting. I'm a fan of the rule. I'm not a fan of the way it's written. Yeah. Because a lot of the times it's not targeting. It's a good big hit. It's not. You can tell like when it's targeting. Like the game, what was it, like 3 or 4 weeks ago, where the dude literally launched up at the wide receiver's head. Like that's clearly targeting. If it's like helmet to helmet, like if a quarterback slides and he just smashes his helmet, like the Florida State game, like that, like that's probably more of the targeting side. But I just hate it's just like you call targeting. If it's not targeting, you don't get ejected, but either way, you still get penalized. And it's not targeting, you just made a good hit. So you're getting penalized for making a good hit.
From like an offensive perspective, I love it. But as like a fan perspective, like when I'm watching the game and any big hit is a flag, I'm like, that's weak. So
yeah, for sure.
As an offensive guy, though, I'll take it. I love it.
Absolutely. Give me them 15 yards.
So looking at like your 3 starts to end the season off, like the next game you have is against Abilene Christian, and it's like they're still a good football team, still Division I. They're at the FCS level, but I guess starting against like Mississippi State and then like going into the next week where it's like that, SEC like non-conference game late in November. How was, I guess, like the preparation for that? Was that the same, or were or especially probably for someone like you where you're like every opportunity I'm getting I got to make count, or And I guess like the competition, could you like tell a drop off or anything like that?
Like I said, I prepared the same.
Yeah.
No matter the opponent.
Yeah.
Obviously, it wasn't like a SEC game, like
Yeah.
you said, but still got prepared the same. So just went into it, same mindset. Our whole team was sick that game, too. So it was a lot of guys
Really?
that were, I was sick, too. A lot of guys were kind of sluggish.
Yeah.
But
Well, I guess at that point we'll kind of address the elephant in the room for y'all. But y'all went 51-10. Jimbo gets fired.
Yeah.
So also, how was the preparation going for next week? Even like when your head coach isn't there, and your interim coach is now coaching.
Yeah, we had a lot of faith in Coach Robinson, so it had nothing to do with him. But obviously, a lot of guys came for Jimbo, and like when he's gone, people are starting to think like, what does this mean for my career? So some people's heads weren't like fully there. Like it was a lot of people just confused. We just won by 41 points. And your coach gets fired. So it was definitely a confusing time, but Coach Robinson did a great job just keeping us together. He's preaching brotherhood and everything the whole time. So
it seemed like it was a pretty much done deal because, I mean, the conspiracy is at halftime when they presented that check, $170 million, that was part of his buyout and part of the next coach's money. You went through a coaching change late at Fresno State, right? Like after the season's over, that's when.
Yeah, so we had finished our season and then we had a bowl game. But before the bowl game, he was going to Washington.
So what was it like this time around during the season that your coach gets fired, and how did y'all find out?
So we found out on social media. Like I just wake up, ESPN text, Jimbo Fisher's fired.
Damn.
And we had a team meeting like 2 hours later, but everybody already knew what the team meeting's for. And so it was weird. Like we had 2 games left in the season. Some people were like, why can't we just wait 2 games? And then other people like understood like we got to get on the search now. Like this is a big job at A&M.
Yeah.
So like I feel like the players, we did a great job of just keep going. Like no matter what happened, no matter who's the coach, just keep going. And then at Fresno, after the season, everybody was kind of like, okay, it's whatever. It's the bowl game. I'm gonna play. I'm not gonna play.
Yeah. Would you have rather found out through the coach rather than social media?
Yeah, for sure. Either way, I feel like it didn't matter. Like it was the same result regardless. But hearing it from them probably would have been a bit different than waiting up to ESPN first. So
after that situation happens, you play your first game against Abilene Christian with the interim coach, and then you go play at LSU, and that was really the first game because I hadn't really watched A&M a whole lot this season, and then I watched that game just all the way through for the most part, and I was texting Frankie. I was like, bro, he's balling. Like y'all had the lead, y'all were like winning the game. You're playing against obviously the Heisman favorite in Jaylen Daniels, and like you look at your stats, like you played really well, threw 2 touchdowns, almost 300 yards. First game on the road too in the SEC in Death Valley. Like what was that experience like? And then knowing that you're battling with a guy that might win the Heisman.
Yeah, no, it was fun. Me personally, I love getting booed by the other team.
Yeah.
So it was just fun to hear like the crowd was a great environment. LSU is a great team, like you said, and Jaden's a great quarterback, also from California.
Yeah.
But now it was a fun game. Wish we could have had some plays back, but just thank God for the opportunity to even go out there and play.
Yeah.
Death Valley louder than Kyle Field?
No.
No. Have you been anywhere louder than Kyle Field?
Me starting? No.
Well, just being in the stadium.
What you said? What? No.
Have you been anywhere louder than Kyle Field?
I don't think so. No.
No. Did y'all play at Ole Miss this year?
We did. Ole Miss was loud too, but Kyle Field is just different. Like Tennessee was loud too. They hit a punt return, and like I couldn't hear anything. I'm like,
Rocky Top gets crazy.
I'm not gonna lie. It was pretty loud.
Yeah, that plays good. That I feel like y'all might be like the top 2
for sure.
I mean, I feel like them too because their stadium is like bench fans.
Yeah.
So it's like right there. Yeah. How was it like playing at LSU? Because like you said, you are going against Jaylen Daniels, and y'all do have the lead, and it's like you obviously don't want to look ahead of the game, but like you look up, you see the lead, and you're like, oh, like, we can do this.
We was all confident. Like no one was scared or worried about Jayden winning the Heisman, none of that stuff. Like we were all confident, and things just didn't happen our way. But proud of the team, we fought hard, and I'll never question like how hard or like if we're scared or anything. I never question none of that stuff.
Yeah. He is different, huh?
Jaden?
Yeah.
That dude can run.
That
Like,
fool's
he can beat you
different.
with his arm too, but when all that stuff shut down, he can definitely run. Like, this dude's fast.
I mean, it's the same thing
Yeah,
what
that's
happened with
crazy.
Mizzou.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's crazy. Like when I was watching him play against Bama, I was like, bro, I did not know he was fast like that.
Yeah.
Like pulling away type fast.
His
But
receivers are crazy.
crazy. Yeah.
Malik Neighbors, he's nice.
and Thomas. Yeah, they got some guys with
We had
it.
him at like 75 yards passing at halftime.
Yeah. And that's
Yeah,
what that's the
like-
same. That's what I said. It's the same thing happened to Mizzou. Like
I'm like, what the-
like you hold him and then it just he just flips a switch and just goes crazy.
Our defensive guys are there too.
Yeah.
They got first and second round receivers that are just gonna be good on Sunday. So
Yeah, I mean you can't
do much
do much about it, and
Yeah.
y'all are. I mean, not to talk about like the defense and whatnot, but like y'all are kind of the same boat as us. Like y'all's front line and y'all's linebackers are nice,
Yeah.
but like for like same with us, but it's like our DBs, which is our weak point. But that's just a hard weak point to have because especially in this day and age of football, where just attack on the air, like you just gotta have solid DBs. That's what I hate about them is they always have good DBs. But yeah, I mean, he can just flip the switch and he take off and it's hard because you got to defend against the pass because he can throw it, or you got a defensive run because he can take off.
yeah.
How was it like playing with like guys like Evan Stewart and Anaya Smith and some of those receivers you have? Like how's that?
Man, it was great. I'm sure y'all seen the Moose Muhammad one hand catch.
Yeah.
Like stuff like that. Like you got playmakers all around. Nias throw a little screen. He can take it 45 yards. Evan Stewart runs great routes. Noah 6'6", throw it up.
Yeah.
Got a lot of other great receivers too in that room. But,
Yeah.
So it was just great. Like makes my job easy.
For sure, makes it easy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How hard was it to like get adjusted to them? Because you go from like QB3 snaps, QB2 snaps, QB1 snaps, and like obviously the talent just gets better and better and better. That's why they're placed where they're at. And I mean, you got guys like Evan Stewart, he's nice, and you don't have, not that you don't have that on like the like 3 snaps, but when you're going to throwing to him, how the timing and all that is just completely different. So like, how hard is it to adjust to those kind of guys?
I mean, I was working with them during the season after practice, so now it was just in practice doing it against a defense. So like the timing was there from like day one that I was starting. Me and Jade's my roommate, Jade Walker, so we
That's
already
fine.
had that chemistry. We would throw in summer and everything. So and I was throwing with those guys in summer as well. So it wasn't like a big jump. And Max is a lefty as well, so it's not like they went from a righty.
You're a lefty?
I'm a lefty, yeah.
Nice, I'm a lefty too. Yeah, there's not very many of us.
Like 5 of us in the world.
Yep. So it's always nice when you see another lefty.
Yeah.
So it was smooth. Everybody was adjusted well.
Nice. Daniels is a lefty too, right?
Jaden
Jaden
Nah,
Daniels?
he's
No,
He's right-handed?
Yeah, Dylan's lefty though.
That's what I'm thinking of. Dylan
Yeah.
Gabriel's, he's left-handed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Penix left-handed too.
Yeah, Penix is left-handed
Penix
too.
is left-handed. I'm scared of that
Yeah.
guy. All right, DBs again.
But what you call it? So like,
But also, what's the NIL process? Not process, but like what has that life been like? Not even for you, but just like football in general, because it's a crazy world nowadays. Because like you look to your left, and we'll just use, I don't know, like we'll just say Bijan.
Yeah.
Bijan's to your left, and you're same age, whatnot, and
Yeah.
he has a Lambo, and you're just like a kid going through the walks of life of school.
Yeah. No, I definitely think it's good. Like us athletes put our bodies on the line, and to get NIL, I think it's good. It's changing the game for sure. Like it's portal, it's like free agency. Like you offer this guy this amount of money, and he's gonna go over there. So to some extent, it's good, and then others like that, it's not that good. But you got agencies out there working for players, and I think it's a blessing. Like there's players that don't come from a lot, and you got NIL. Like it just gives them opportunity to like just fend for themselves and live, and because it's hard as a college athlete before NIL. So I think it's good.
Yeah, I mean it's definitely changed the recruiting process for sure. Because like you said, you do have kids who don't come from a lot, and you go, and then we see like obviously we don't know how much is real and how much isn't real. But you just like the quarterback that committed to Miami was like what, like $9 million NIL deal, whatever the case was. Like you see that as a 17-year-old kid, 18-year-old kid, especially if your family is coming from. I'm not saying that his family isn't, but like you're gonna take it because that's life-changing money for you, and it's life-changing money for your family.
yeah.
So that's I feel like that's also the hard part with like NIL, because you're kind of like Texas, Oregon, A&M. Those are three off the top of my head I could think of, but like those are the three richest schools in college football. And then it's statistically proven. So it's like you have people like that who could spend money that are going to get the talented people versus like the people that are good that can't spend money. So they're you're not going to go there because they're not going to give you. You may start and you can start here, but obviously if you can start here and make money, you're going to go there. Exactly.
Yeah. So like looking at your Instagram and stuff, like you've done like a few little NIL deals, like with some restaurants with like CVS and whatnot. I guess like typically like what is that process like when you get, are those like you basically get paid out or whatever and they're like, okay, you got to do a service or something, or is it just more so like marketing? Like how do those opportunities normally come up?
Yeah, it's just like marketing. I have an agency and they help me get deals. So I'm grateful for that. They make it easier for me and just do like little shoots and stuff and then just got posted real. So.
Gotcha. That's cool. And is there ever anything where you're like, that's like maybe not like a fit for me, or do you ever like turn stuff down or?
Yeah. So A&P, they like we work with my interests.
Okay.
If I don't like it, then like, you don't got to do it.
Yeah.
If I like it, we have interest, then we go for it.
Okay.
So we're working on more stuff too.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
So I guess that's kind of cool too, because I mean I knew that at agencies, but like you don't have to worry about too much of the business side of it. You just kind of let them handle the business side of it, and then you do the football side of it. Yeah. Because it takes a lot of weight off your shoulders when you can just focus on football. Now, do y'all do more of these deals in the off season or during the season too?
Mixture of both, but like it would never come between football. Like if I have some with football, it would never come between that. So if I have off time, like during the week, then I'll do a shoot or do whatever. So.
Yeah,
nice. So what's the not NIL, but what's the goals for next year for you?
The goal is to be QB1, obviously, and first game we got Notre Dame at home, so
it's gonna be a good game.
It is, but start that season off with a win. So that's the goal. Just keep getting better in the off season. Whatever changes we have, just stick together as a team and just be ready to go.
It's gonna be that first game might be a competitive one too, because I'm like Ray Leonard looking like a Notre Dame quarterback, so it's definitely gonna cause some animosity between there. Yeah. But just for obviously we're in a crazy time. We've already had 9 players that are in the transfer portal. Yeah. So what's for people that are staying? What's the go for next year? What is do you all expect to like finish out as?
We got something great going on. The guys that want to be here, they know the plan that we have. We have great coaches coming in, and we're all confident what Coach Elko has going on, and we'll see what we got in spring, and we're very confident going into next year. Those games that we came short this year, we're gonna find like what was the problem. We're gonna get it done for next season for sure.
Do you think it'll be an adjustment from an offensive coach leaving and now get a defensive coach?
I think it allows the OC to really do his thing, really. And then Coach Elko, he's known for his defense, like you said. So we already know defense is going to be great. And we got Coach Klein now, who's our OC. And everybody so far has loved him.
Yeah, just got Colin Klein, yeah.
For great things about him. So
I know one too many things about that man.
Man.
Yeah.
And then, obviously, expectations against us.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, we trying to go in there and win. Not try. We gonna go in there.
Do that for me for sure.
It's gonna be a good game. That's a big rivalry.
Yeah.
So
first time in what? 10
no,
years?
more than that.
14 years. Or something
I think
like
12
that.
years.
Yeah. So it'll be
because y'all joined the SEC 20. So it was
2012.
It's 2012. Yeah. So we played y'all 2011. So 2011 was the last year.
12 years.
Yeah.
12 years already. Y'all got a good team though, so it's definitely gonna be a good game.
It'll be interesting. I don't know. We really don't know who's staying and who's going. We were talking about it yesterday. Like, there's no reason for Xavier to stay, but he has the potential to stay. I think 80's gone. Quinn, I was about to say Quinn. I don't know.
I feel like it depends on how he does in the playoffs.
Yeah. Obviously, he can go, but this year just a loaded quarterback room. Yeah. Oh, it's a loaded. This draft is loaded everywhere. So he might stay. But I mean, Malik already entered the transfer portal, so
Oh, you did? Murphy?
yeah.
Oh, wow.
So obviously, Arch is already. If Quinn does, Arch is going to be the number 2.
Yeah.
So it'll be interesting. I don't know. But we are losing a lot of people, but hopefully we gain some people. I'm hoping Walter does come over.
I hope not.
Come over to us.
I hope
Yeah. So and then if X does leave, I mean we have Jonte Cook who's still there. And then if Juice can come to us, because it was between Tennessee and Texas for Juice, but now it's USC, Oregon, Tennessee, and Texas.
Ole Miss too.
Oh, and Ole Miss. Yeah, he's taking his official to Ole Miss sometime soon. Yeah. But I don't know. We'll see. I mean, I'm nervous for next year because obviously we never want to lose to you guys, but it's a rivalry game. Anything goes. Everything happens. I mean, he's an OU fan, so. Obviously, me and him talk about it all the time, but it's a rivalry game, man. It's hard because you can't. I use the term loosely, but you can't take it serious, as in like you have to understand it's a rivalry game. Yeah. It's not this like look at the Alabama Auburn game. Like it's not just a regular season game. Like there's more emotion that's added into it, so anything can happen. Yeah. We were 5-7 and we beat them. Like anything can happen. So obviously, we want to lose to y'all, but. I am nervous for it. I will say that. His girlfriend's a big UT fan, so I think she's already going to the game.
I got you.
Obviously, my girlfriend's sisters go there, so they're going to be at the game, and she's going to go to the game, and she wants me to go to the game. And I was like, oh no, man, I might have to sit this one out and watch it at the crib.
Got to, you know what I'm saying? You got to support the play. You know, so.
Don't be scared.
I ain't scared, but hey, it's different, man. That's because he went to the Red River game this year.
Yeah,
and that's another game. It's like I don't know if I can go to that game,
bro.
Man.
It's dope. And plus, like the fans respect, like especially those fans, like there's really like a respect level. Like it is, like it's all good, you know. Yeah. So,
and then same thing because y'all play them too next year, right?
No. We play them probably the year after. So with Texas.
Did they not make it to where we have to play like Arkansas, A&M, OU?
No, it's not like that. So you have one permanent rival or two permanent rivals yearly, and then with us joining Oklahoma and Texas, we'll both play every team in the SEC within the first 2 years. So like we'll play A&M for sure the second year, but not the first year. And like y'all for sure play like the teams we play that y'all aren't playing, like LSU and stuff. Y'all play them.
Flip.
Yeah, it's gonna flip. So
okay,
yeah,
okay. It'll be fun. It's gonna be fun. I obviously I do hope to see you out there as QB1. But I do hope my Horns do win. So, hey, I'm a fan. So, hey, I gotta do what's.
He finna go crazy, bro. I see it, man. Oh, yeah. You know what I'm saying? I see
it. So, last but not least, bowl game. It's here. You're about to start practice. Told me on Monday practice coming soon. This is your first bowl game.
Yeah.
Yeah.
First bowl game starting?
Just in general. Did you have one at Fresno?
This is my third one.
Third one?
Yeah. So
okay.
Fresno, we won our Mountain West Championship last year, and then we went to the LA Bowl, played against Washington State last year. We beat Washington
Nice.
State.
Little home game for you.
Yeah, basically.
This year, kind of a home game for you. I mean, you're still in Texas, but you go down the street to Houston. You excited? Like, what are you much for that?
Whole team excited. Anytime you get to play football, man. Just
playing against Oklahoma State and another old rival. I mean, Big 12.
Good team too.
Yeah, and you're getting more practice too. Like it's essentially like an extra spring ball. Like you get 15 extra practices, and for someone like you or just like the team, like with the transition and stuff, and you ball in this game, that just adds to your case for the following year to keep that starting job. So. Yeah,
what are them bowl gifts like? Because you always see it on TV, but like, is it just how does it work? Do you like just say there's like a TV here, PlayStation here, Xbox here, watch here, phone there, just random stuff?
Yeah.
Do you just kind of just get to pick what you want, or is it like you only get a certain amount of things?
You get like points. You get like 5 points. Let's say TV is worth 5. Use all your points in TV, and you'll get the TV. And let's say it's like a computer is worth 3 and a phone's worth 2. You put them together, so you could use your 5 points to get stuff.
No.
That's what it's like.
Okay.
Like a speaker. One year I got like a speaker, like 3 points, and I got like a dartboard for 2.
Okay.
Like
That's cool.
Gotcha.
Every bowl game has different gifts.
Yeah, because some cater to like the PlayStation Bowl. Obviously, there's PlayStations there, so they cater to it, and whatnot. But that's cool. I didn't know how it all worked.
Yeah.
But I'm excited for you. I mean,
Too.
I will be watching. I won't be in attendance that game. I would have, but we're going to Broken Bow for a New Year's trip. So it's just right before we go. So won't be in attendance that game. But we'll see about what's coming up here. Maybe y'all can sway me into it. We'll see. But I appreciate you. I appreciate you taking time out your day. It's been a pleasure. Even though you're a rival, I do wish the best of luck for you.
For sure.
I hope every dream that you have does come true. And I hope you have a healthy season next season.
Appreciate it, man.
Yeah, and let us know how we can help you out, with anything in the future and whatnot. I definitely want to stay connected and stuff like that. So yeah, shout out to Jaylen, shout out to Frankie and the gang over there as well off camera for making it happen. And
Go ahead and follow me on the gram, man.
Yeah.
Oh no,
we got plug those.
I mean, at the end of every pod, I always ask like, where can they find you at? We're gonna have all your socials on the video already. They're typically at the beginning of the video. Like the first cut is kind of when I do like the guest socials. So that's like one of the first things they see is your socials. So we'll have all the socials down below. Go give them a follow. Game is on December 27th.
Yeah.
On ESPN. Yeah. 7:00, right?
I think so.
Yeah. So go ahead, check him out. He is playing Oklahoma State. I mean, hey, hope y'all beat the hell out of Oklahoma State. I'm not very, very fond of them at the moment. And he's an OU fan, so he don't like them very much either.
They're whatever.
It's at 8, I think.
Yeah.
8? Okay. ESPN, December 27th, 8. Go check him out. Like I said, go give him a follow. He's part of the OP family now. Go show him some love.
Yeah. And where can they find you for like the audio listeners? Just plug your socials.
Instagram, JMoney13, and then Twitter _JMoney13
Gotcha.
Before we hit this off, any shout out to want to give or anything for us?
I just appreciate you guys for having me on the show, man. It was a fun time and talked about some real stuff. So.
Yes, sir. Like I say, I appreciate you. But I know you're a busy man. Don't want to take too much of your time. That'll do it from our boys over here at Opinionated. We'll catch y'all guys next time. Peace.